What up, everybody? My name is John Kefalukos, also known as Falloutt. I'm a former professional gamer, current shoutcaster. I stream a little bit, but mostly try and be as involved as I can in the esports scene to help Apex Legends grow. I got a lot of love for Apex, fell in love with the game, decided to kind of move away from casting Fortnite at the time to go all in with Apex in 2019, and it's been a hell of a journey since. Yeah, I mean, balancing all of this esports stuff with a full-time job, a fiance at home, 2 dogs, family that I love very much. It's a lot. It really is a lot. People don't know this. A lot of people think I'm just full-time casting. And I could have made that decision to go full-time casting a while ago, but I love what I do. I work full-time for Microsoft. I have for 10 years. So for 10 years now, I've been balancing both a full-time job at Microsoft and a great trajectory there with everything I just mentioned on the esports side. It's tough. It takes a lot of sacrifice. I'm so grateful for my fiance, my mom, and my entire team that does so much to help make it possible. I could not do it without them. But I have a team of people that support me. Business manager who handles all my contracts and negotiates everything and takes care of my travel and all logistics. My fiance takes an abundance of care of me and does so much. And ultimately, that's the only reason I could do what I do. I could do so much. So it's a lot to balance, but I love it. It makes me so damn happy, and it's a dream come true to get to do what I love for work, and then to get to do what I love on the weekends as well. Microsoft by day, esports by night. It's been a dream come true. It's been a blast the last 10 years. Probably the most challenging thing I've endured in my career, I'd say there's a couple of things. One, shifting from game to game. It's been a lot to go from being one of the lead casters in Gears of War when Gears Esports was kind of popping off in 2016, 2017, to shifting to Fortnite and having the chance to do that. And being one of the commentators for FNCS and Fortnite in the early days, Summer Skirmish, Fall Skirmish, to then falling in love with Apex and learning a whole new game. It's hard, especially while working a full-time job and not having time to grind the game as much as I used to. I always prided myself because I used to be a pro player, and if you're going to commentate the game at the highest level, you should be able to play the game at the highest level, and it's hard to keep up. So that's been one of the hardest things. The second is a little stint where I started streaming in February of this year of 2023. I started streaming on Twitch. All of a sudden, exploded to 5,000 subscribers, one of the top 5 most subscribed channels in Apex on Twitch, which is one of the biggest Apex Twitch categories. And it was a lot. I'd stream for 8 hours a day, plus my full-time job for 8 hours a day. I'd sleep for 4 or 5 hours a night. And then on top of that, we ran this awesome event called the Apex Rising Charity Pro-Am, where we raised $337,000 for Red and to fight AIDS in an amazing cause with a premium charity. It was a lot at the time. It took every bit of my effort and soul and heart, and it was worth every second of the way was worth it. So that's one thing I'd say to y'all. If you guys have something you're passionate about and it seems like a lot of work, put in the work, you'll never regret it, I promise. What is my favorite memory or event in esports? Oh my gosh, there's so many to count. Okay, if I had to say one memory, I was about to do the same thing and list 3 or 4 things because there's 3 or 4 memories. If I had to say one memory, Mexico City 2017 Gears Esports. And for those that don't know, Gears Esports was massive in Mexico. It was the #1 esport by a mile. We'd sell out 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, crowd audiences. And I'm on stage hosting, and all the fans start screaming, "Jump!" I'm like, "What, jump?" They're like, "Yeah, jump." I'm like, oh my God, they want me to crowd surf. This is like a once in a lifetime, I have to do this. So I jumped and I was crowd surfing in the crowd. I got a chance to, it felt like I was like one amongst the community. They started singing Cielito Lindo. And since then, when I dream, I think of that moment. It was the coolest thing. So that's probably the one thing I'd say. Outside of that, playing was great. ALGS Championship in Raleigh was such an amazing experience. There's so many to count, but that has to be the #1. So a piece of advice I'd give to someone who wants to be a shoutcaster in esports. It might sound cliche or generic, but just get started. Look, at the end of the day, I really do believe the quote-unquote American dream, rags to riches story has never been more alive than in esports and gaming in the digital era. You could start commentating games, uploading them to YouTube, doing small third-party tournaments for free, or $30 or $50 or $100 a game, or whatever it is. That's how I started. I started commentating Gears of War in 2014. I flew myself out just because I loved it. I was a pro player, I loved it, I wanted to be a part, but I couldn't play anymore because I was in college and I had a job and I didn't have time. So that was my way of being involved. I did it for free, and I had no idea that it would turn into a job. So do the same thing. A lot of people want to be given things, they want to jump to the top right away. It's never gonna work that way. You have to put in the work. So just get started, upload videos on YouTube of you casting, clips, start doing small events. And if you're good, if you build the talent, you'll get noticed and you'll have a chance to climb your way up. Just look in Apex at Zephyr and Spider Tiff and Dia, who put the work in and now are at the pinnacle of casting ALGS and Apex, which is really cool.